everybody, I'm Dr. Jen from CTN Psychology, and we're here again talking about goals and expectations during social distancing. Today I want to talk about why it's so important to have a balance between the expectations in your house and the resources that we have to spend during the day. So what does that mean, resources? Well, every morning we all wake up with a certain number of resources. We have physical energy to spend, we have mental energy to spend, and mental energy is things like patience and concentration and ability to think and solve problems. And we take these resources and we have to spend them throughout the day on all the different expectations or demands that are being put on us. And it's important that we don't have more demands or more expectations than the resources we have to spend. That's like going to the grocery store and filling your cart up with groceries that cost more than the money you have in your wallet. We don't want to do that. So if you're noticing that in your house right now that you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or anxious or exhausted, or if the kids are having tantrums and meltdowns or they're frustrated and there's yelling and conflict, there's a good chance that there's an imbalance between the resources that your family has and the expectations that you're trying to meet during the day. So it's a really good time to look carefully at those expectations and figure out if there are ways that we can reduce them by lowering the expectations or changing the expectations or just finding cheaper ways to meet those expectations. One of the ways that a lot of us have figured out already that we can reduce expectations is by not getting dressed in our work clothes every day. It's become kind of a joke, hasn't it, that a lot of us are waking up during the day and wearing our comfy clothes, and some of us are staying in our pajamas because we've realized that right now during social distancing, getting dressed in fancy matching clothes like we would when we were going to work, it isn't a priority. And we're not spending our resources on doing that. We're conserving that energy for other jobs because we have lots of other jobs. These days we're doing homeschooling and we're entertaining children and we're playing with the young children or managing the older children. A lot of us are working from home. We have other ways that we need to be spending our resources other than getting dressed up in the morning. And so that's a reasonable way to balance your expectations with the resources. But what other ways can you be balancing those expectations? Are there other ways that we can make our daily activities cheaper? Well, a lot of families are struggling with homeschooling these days, and this one's a real challenge to think about for families, but I challenge you to sit and ask yourself the question, is it really important? What bad thing will happen if I don't do this? Or is there another way to get it done? For example, do you have the expectation that your child is going to sit and complete all of their assigned homeschooling in one shot, all in one big long period of time? Is that required? Did anybody say they have to do it all at once? Probably not. Are they going to do it better if they do it all at once? Probably not. So if you are asking your children to sit and do all of their homework before they get to playing and socializing with their friends or watching TV or taking a break, ask yourself the question, is it necessary for me to be doing it that way? Or could we do it a different way? Now, if it's working for you in your house, you don't need to change it. But if you find that homeschooling is causing meltdowns in your house, we need to be thinking of ways to reduce the expectations. And spreading the work over the day might be one way to do that. There's other ways to do that, other questions to ask, like, does my child have to sit at a table and a chair while they're doing their work, or can they do it lying on the carpet? Can they do it lying on their bed? Can they do it sitting on the couch? If these alternate ways make it cost less for you and your child, why not try some of them out and save some of your resources and prevent the meltdowns that might be happening? Your child may have been assigned a lot of writing for school. Is it necessary that they do the writing at this point in time? Well, if you have a child who hates writing and it causes them stress, consider scribing for them. That means they tell you the answer and you write it down or you type it for them. Does it mean that you're doing your homework for your child? No. It means you're making the cost of the activity cheaper for your child right now because your child's got a lot of stress. Don't forget that the kids have stress too. It's not just the adults. And if we can do things to reduce the cost of the expectations in our lives right now, maybe we can balance the resources that we have with the expectations that we need to meet. And that's going to make us more successful, and it's going to help us manage over time and stay more even. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to check out the CTN website for our blog and our new posts that are coming. And stay safe, stay home, and keep looking at your goals and expectations. Thanks.